Hey guys, this is Gavin M. I really appreciate Shane having me on Rock Paper Podcast.
Rock Paper Podcast.
Scissors beat paper, paper covers rock. Rock beats scissors, Shane covers non-stop. Never know what new kind of guest that he's got coming at you. Live and direct on the spot. Could be rock, folk, country, or hip-hop, jazz. All kind of folks that he has. Could be an artist or a comedian to make you laugh on the
Rock Paper Podcast.
double-decker fudge round, rolling round town. Shane coming at you live and direct from ground zero. He's your hero, he's your bestie. Rock Paper Podcast with Shane Presley.
Rock Paper Podcast.
Hey, everybody. Shane Presley here, Rock Paper Podcast, coming to you from St. Louis, Missouri, hanging out today with my man, Gavin M. Welcome back to the show, my friend.
Hey Shane, how are you? Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, this is it's been way too long already. I'm glad to be hanging out with you and catching up. Everything's has been a lot's changed since we've last spoke on this show, and a lot of crazy things happening in the world. But you've been man, I just actually was I don't know, you don't really think about it, I guess, every day, but like I was looking at it, and then like I pulled up your Spotify and I was jamming some tunes, and I was like, you've been putting out like a single a month almost, like the last almost 2 years or something. It seems like there's a lot of material. Yeah, a lot of material out there, man. Very, very prolific.
I'm just trying to write tunes, and I'm an album guy, to be honest with you. I would prefer to put out the LP, but times have changed. So,
Mm-hmm. But yeah, keeping your head down and keep writing and putting out great tunes. And we're going to talk about a couple of new ones. Your latest two today. We got a big show coming up, but I wanted to kind of get into some of your biggest stuff you've been a part of. You got to go to the Grammys. You got to hang with Cass, a friend of mine. I use the term loosely friend, but I'm a big fan. I met him down at Oyster Bar and stuff, what's that? John Bastille?
John Baptiste.
Batiste, yeah, that's right. Yeah, sorry.
John Baptiste. He's the band leader for the Late Show, and he won an Oscar on Sunday.
Yeah, that's incredible, man. For Soul, right?
Yeah, he's with Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross. They produced the score together, all three of them.
Yeah, which is crazy that Trent Reznor is like doing Disney movies now, It's
because he's an artist. Because he's a man of he's an individual. I'm not using the term man because I feel like that's an overused term in our society. But I'll say that he's an individual of many facets, as we all are. So
He I just think it's somebody, the guy that wrote "I Want to F You Like an Animal" is now writing Disney songs and stuff.
I thought the same exact thought. This is why I'm laughing. But it is true. But he's substantially older, and he's also been living a long life. So it's cool, man. And like I said, he's an artist, and he's never stops. It's like it's constantly evolving, and whatever the new inspiration is and things. So, but I really enjoyed Soul. That was a cool movie. I thought it was really well done. Yeah, I liked Soul for a lot of reasons. I grew up not at part of any specific religious organization. I wasn't Catholic. I grew up in a semi-Christian household. My dad was Catholic. My mom was non-denominational. My mom believed in reincarnation, and she believed in metaphysics and psychics and all that stuff. And watching Soul was great because it kind of meshed them all, and they put it into this pop culture reference that wasn't offensive. And I don't know. There's a million words I could say about that movie, but it was well deserved from John. John's one of the kindest people I've ever met, especially celebrities. I've met quite a few celebrities in my tenure as an artist. And he's kind. He's a great leader. He's incredibly talented. But I think what's most important about John and best about John is his ability to be a human being and affect you in a way that's not intimidating. And he knows the human struggle. He's the dilemma of existential despair and things like that. So John's a great guy. I think it was well deserved.
Yeah. So that was a part of like a competition that you were part of, right? How did that even like come to be that you were involved in it?
So I want to start from the beginning of the story.
Yeah.
2018, I think, maybe 2018. I did a Tiny Desk.
Right.
I can't remember what year, but I did a Tiny Desk, and my friend Jorge, who's in Boxcar, Jorge wanted to film me doing one of my songs. And Joe Jackson from Jackson Pianos said, yeah, you can use my showroom and use one of my pianos. And I was like stoked. And I had two songs. I had Manchester Rain, and I had a song called Old and Young Soul Tonight. And I played both songs for Jorge, and Jorge said, play Old and Young Soul Tonight. And a lot of my friends and my parents and everybody was like, Old and Young Soul Tonight's a hit. And I was like, I wrote that song in 2 hours.
Yeah.
And I thought it was going to be a filler on my record. Like, it wasn't anything I thought was special. And my mom was like, no, it's really special. Played it for Jorge, and he's like, no, it's really special. We should do this one. So we recorded that song. We did a take of Manchester Rain too. I finally decided on Old and Young Soul Tonight. The video on Facebook got like, I think 4,000 or 6,000 plays. I don't know. And then fast forward almost a year and a half, 2 years later, I was on Facebook one night, and Lincoln had posted some kind of contest and said, sponsor or mentored by John Batiste, enter your song, right? So entered my song, Old and Young Soul Tonight, my Tiny Desk performance. And then I got an email one day, like 3 weeks before I was accepted, saying, you're in the final selection. Please confirm this email within the next 24 hours or you'll be excluded. So I confirmed. A week later, they said, you are in the final four. We'll get back to you. Didn't hear an email for 3 or 4 days. And I texted them or emailed them back. They responded to me again and was like, hey, hold on a second. We told you too early. Give us a few days. Okay. So a few days passed. They email me back and say, accept this within 24 hours or be excluded. I was like, okay, guys, like I got it. Okay. So I'll do that. So I did it. I get a call a few weeks later, and I'm on the phone with some folks from the ad agency saying, hey, you're one of 4 in the whole nation that's been accepted out of 1,600 applicants. We've listened to all the songs. John Batiste selected you and 3 other people's songs as finalists for this contest. They said, also, we're going to introduce you to someone named Marcus Haney. Marcus Haney is a filmmaker from LA, and he's Mumford & Sons official photographer, and he's produced Coldplay videos, Mumford & Sons videos, and a feature-length film and all this other stuff. And he got on the phone. Marcus was like, what's up? Hi, I'm Marcus. And then at the end of the call, they said, and we have one other thing we wanted to tell you. Even if you don't win, you're going to the Grammys in 2020. Yeah, 2020 Grammys. You're going to the Grammys. And I had never been to Los Angeles in my life.
Right.
So, and I got to see Cheap Trick at the after party, and I love Cheap Trick. And I got to see John Prine perform at the Grammys before he passed away. I got to see Aerosmith perform. I've always wanted to see Aerosmith. And I met Andrew Bird when I was going to the bathroom. I was like going to the bathroom to go pee, and Andrew Bird, I go, dude, you're Andrew Bird. And he goes, I am. And I go, I would ask for a picture, but we're in the men's room, and he's like, probably not a good idea. And I also met another one of my favorite songwriters, Gregory Alan Isakov. And I was very, very, very close to Smokey Robinson and Billie Eilish, and we walked the red carpet. Yeah, it was a life-changing experience. And I met Kaz. Kaz and I are friends now. He's a really great guy. Anna Field and Adam, Anna, Kaz, and Gavin. There were 4 of us. And yeah, I'm very grateful. And yeah,
man. I was following that journey a little bit with you through the social media and stuff as you were getting to, walk the red carpet at the Grammys and do all that fun stuff. And I'm just like, man, this is, I was just incredibly proud of you, man. I was just thinking about, where our journey started together doing this show and, and just hanging out in your apartment and recording, stuff. And then to see you go on to get to do these things like that, getting to hang with these people and stuff. It was really cool, man. So I'm happy that you had that opportunity.
Yeah, it was life-changing, and there's a lot of things that go into it. And there's a lot. Los Angeles is funny.
Sure.
It's not St. Louis. It's not any other place I've been in the world. It's kind of a trip, if you will. Everybody's needing something or trying to get something. So it's kind of a place that is interesting, but Southern California is beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we're heading, like October, I think we're heading to like San Diego. It'll be my first time going west that way. So I'm excited to make it out to California for the first time.
Where in California are you going, Shane?
San Diego.
Well, I didn't go to San Diego, so you're going to be there before I've ever been there.
But that's my first time ever going anywhere west that way. Like I've been, most of it's like Chicago and Florida, like the kind, north and south. I haven't really gone too far east or west.
Awesome.
So I'm excited about it.
Yeah. I really want to go to Utah. You guys should make some pit stops in the middle, but,
well, I think we're flying, so I don't know, be a little different, but yeah, there's all sorts of different, stuff I'd like to get around. I mean, that's one of my biggest things is I'd love to get out and travel more and getting to see a little bit more of the world. So you, I think one of the last things we were talking about on the show in 2018, I think you were gearing up for, to go through, Europe and stuff, right?
Yeah, that was the last time we talked. Wow.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, man.
Wow. A lot's changed.
Yep.
Music's changed quite a bit.
Yeah. But so that's, I mean, I was jealous of that too. I was like, I'd love to get out there and see.
Me, that's funny. That's funny to hear people say that.
I don't know. I mean, like it just like, I get like, I just find it super cool that, your guitar and your music has taken you around the world, you get to do stuff like that. So I think it's pretty neat, man.
Yeah, I try, Shane. I try to, I just kind of follow where my heart tells me to go. It kind of gets me in trouble sometimes, I think, but
yeah. And that, I think Drew Schaefer said that, didn't he?
I don't know.
Follow where my heart tells me. And that,
yeah. I think
that's an LS lyric.
St. Louis.
Yeah.
My buddy Drew. I love him.
Yeah. But now I get, I bet it's the same, two sides of all of it, right? There's, I think as much as, I look up and I see these rock star people, living their life, doing all these things. But at the same time, I bet I hear a lot of them like wish they could just be at home having, like they enjoy the life for certain parts, but they also miss their families and, different things like that. They're all busy on the road. They don't get a chance to, see their kids as much as they like, or different things like that. And so, there's pros and cons to both. I think we both kind of like look at each other's lives and think that how great they must be, kind of thing. So
I think the journey that I want isn't a famous rock star. I don't want that. I think my end game is a family. My end game is travel when I want. My end game is my songs being sang by other artists, or synced on Grey's Anatomy, or synced on, Hulu shows, or stuff like that. Like that's my long-term goal. I want to have my little nest. I want to have my people in my life. I want to experience life as a human being and not as a puppet doll,
Right.
So I think that's like my long-term. I want to have a home where I want it, or multiple homes where I want them. And I don't want the anxiety and worry of having to be someone that I'm not to millions of people.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah. I'm with you, man. I think, I would also like those things.
Simple.
Yep.
Just want to make a living, man. Just want to pay mortgage, pay a car payment, raise my kids. When I have them, I don't have any yet.
Right.
Yeah. So that's like the long-term goal.
Yeah, definitely, man. You said something about and kind of made me think of your song "My Person," which is one of your latest singles that we were going to talk about. And this song is now readily available wherever you get your digital music at today.
Stranger to the darkness, we know what it feels like to be alone. And when I saw you there, I never wanted to be alone. Could have been
you're kind of in that same sentiment when you were talking about, your family and stuff. Like, I feel like that's sort of the kind of the message behind my person.
Yeah. Yeah. It's, so I have a girl from my girlfriend, Jen. I've been dating her since late July. And we went on a camping trip in August, and it was early on. But I knew at that point, for Gavin at least, that she was my person. Can't speak for her, and I don't speak for her. She's a very strong, independent human being, and a very good one at that. But I can tell you for myself that I realized that she was my person, and we were laying under the stars. I know this sounds dramatic, but it is the truth. We were laying under the stars, and we were in Ava, Missouri, which is right north of Arkansas. And we were laying, and it was pitch black, and all you could see were these just billions of stars. And I knew we were sharing a bottle of wine on a sleeping bag, maybe not a sleeping bag, maybe a sleeping bag. Can't remember that. And I knew that was my person, and I didn't, and I wrote that song. And you know what? I kind of took a few years off writing love songs. I wrote a lot about traveling. I didn't write about falling in love or anything. And then love kind of walked in the door. When love walks in, as Sammy Hagar said, but yeah, I just kind of walked in the door, and now she's in my life, and I'm very grateful. So I wrote that song. And, when you feel something so deeply or intensely as love, real love, when you've learned from the past and you've kind of grown within yourself, you're right. That's what an artist's job's to do. How do you vocalize what other people feel? You might feel this way about your wife, because she's your person. You might feel that whatever I'm singing about. And I know when I walk into a bar, a dentist office, when I'm leaving a plane in the airport, if I hear a song that I relate in my car, if I hear a song that I relate to immediately, I know what that person's talking about. So with my person, that's what I hope people feel when they hear it. Like, oh yeah, I know what he's talking about. I know that because I feel that way,
Yeah. Yeah, man. I that's my favorite thing about songwriters in particular, like that they are able to channel that, either their true life experiences and channel it into a song and make you, go realize that you've been through that same situation or something similar, or they make up the story and it's like, either way, like I still connect to this narrative that they're singing about, and like, that it's, something like my life too. So especially like, like I've also been happening for me for this, with podcasting. Like I've been listening to this, Ryan Sickler, does a show called The Honeydew. And his whole thing is like highlighting the low lights, and he kind of goes through and he talks to a lot of different comedians talking about some of like the darkest and hardest parts of their lives. And he lost his mom and pretty young, I believe, or his dad, and then this girl Taylor Tomlinson came on and talked about her losing her mom. And so both of them were like sharing stories about like dealing with losing parents young and cancer and stuff. And like, and not that like, obviously I realize a lot of people are affected by it, but like, as I was like kind of going through the same thing with losing my mom, like you do have those kind of moments where you kind of feel like you're alone, you like, even though a lot of people have been affected by it, but in your own personal situation, you feel like I'm going through this alone. And so when you hear stories like that, and the same thing, when you're in heartbreak or falling in love and all these things, you hear these songs and stories come through, and you're like, you immediately connect to that person or that story, and you're like, all right, they get it. They've been here too. And so
finally, the words that you've heard your whole life, these phrases, heartbreak, grief, love, like they finally make sense because you're in it. And somehow this song or podcast or piece of literature is a cup. It's a cup to hold your emotions. And you're like, oh, other people know, what that is, so.
Yep. Yeah. And so it's a powerful thing though. I mean, like, especially because like it's not as easy sometimes to like just open up to friends or family or, certain things about like certain situations. So when you have such a particular kind of thing where, and then you find that song that just, or the song finds you sometimes, you hear it and all of a sudden you're like, man, I totally get it now. So it's a powerful thing. And that's why I love music and I love songwriters, and it's fun, man. But you can come out to Blueberry Hill in St. Louis, Missouri, down in the Duck Room, and you can hear Gavin and the band performing. My person, I'm sure, right?
Yep.
We have May 20th. It's a limited capacity, social distanced. Are we all doing all the protocols that we'll have to do? But May 20th, 85 tickets, is that correct?
Yeah, we've already sold a third of those. So
right.
85 capacity though. Indoors.
And it'll be man, that's gonna be cool. Like just getting back, especially in that room. It's such an iconic room.
Yeah. It really is.
Getting back on a stage and playing again. And have you been doing it, like you trying to do anything else like the Zoom concerts or anything like that during the
I did a St. Louis house show, St. Louis Public Radio house show, and I did Chris Denman's Drinks with the Band.
Oh yeah.
So I did those two, but other than that, I've done some things here and there, but not really.
Yeah, it would be nice to have a real crowd in front of you to get the response and the energy and the feedback from everybody.
Yeah, man.
So you could put together a band for the night, right? But our friend Clinton.
Well, yeah. So it's more so. I mean, it's more than just the night.
Right.
I've been playing with Clinton Twombly on drums. I've been playing with Ryan Torpia, who's been playing guitar, singing, and synth and piano. Danny Nugent on guitar, and Adam St. Clair on bass. So they've been my band for a while.
Right.
And we're playing at the Duck Room on the 20th that weekend. And then the 21st, we're playing in Plano, Illinois at a thing called Hong Kong Pizza Party. And then on the 22nd, a place called the Law Office in Yorkville, Illinois. So we're doing a little 3-day run, but that's my band. They're all really talented, really kind guys. And I'm really grateful that they want to play with me,
Yeah. Ryan was just on the show talking about some of his original stuff, and very talented man, or artist. And I've been really having a lot of fun with talking to him and becoming friends, and over the last several years. And of course, all those guys, they're all incredible players. So it's going to be a fun night for sure.
Yeah, Ryan's great, man. He's really talented. He's a good songwriter, good singer, great piano player. He also plays trumpet. Ryan's great. I'm really grateful he wants to be a part of my band.
Yeah.
So
that grab tickets here in St. Louis. Couple tickets left for that show, Blueberry Hill, and also joining that evening, Thursday, May 20th, will be Kevin Buckley with Grace Basement, right?
Yeah, Kevin's incredibly talented. Kevin, this is his like pop rock band, if you will, or indie band or whatever. But I know Kevin through the Irish music scene, and Kevin's really talented as an Irish fiddler and guitar player. But he's also just talented in general with recording and everything. And you should come out and hear Kevin play with his rock band, his pop band or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. Right.
But I was really happy that he wanted to be a part of it. Very grateful for Kevin.
Yeah. But yeah, man, again, like I said, I just, I've done a couple of things. Last weekend I went to the Fox to see Funky Butt Brass Band.
How'd that go?
It went really well. Like they're definitely, sticking to the rules. Up one way, down one way on the aisles, kind of thing. Everybody's got to go stick, in certain directions and keeping everybody spaced out and stuff like that. But it was just really a nice thing to be back inside the Fox, and it's just a beautiful room. And
it really is a beautiful room. I've never played there. I've played at a lot of venues in St. Louis, but not the Fox. Yeah,
it's I think those guys, some of the guys that played as some other things, but I think that was Funky Butt Brass Band's first time as the brass band together there. And but yeah, it was nice. And then I got to see John Henry on the next night over at the pageant. So I'm kind of getting a little.
John's really talented too.
Yeah. And Sleepy Rubies.
That Emily played too. Yeah. She's really talented too.
But it's just it felt good, man. Like having back-to-back shows on a Friday, Saturday night reminded me of the old days, when I used to do that stuff. So it was a bummer that I wouldn't be able to do, and the world wasn't able to do that for so long. But it feels good that they're kind of getting back to a little bit of normalcy again. Things are coming back around now.
Yeah, man.
And festivals are being announced and different things for the summer, and tours are coming back around. So hopefully we're back on the right track and things will keep going up. And so
I just got my second vaccination 2 days ago, and I'm like still recovering, but like I'm glad I'm in that place in my life now where it's like,
yeah, I got mine, and that kind of wiped me out for the weekend. I just kind of,
I was
tired, but
it wiped me out for sure.
Yeah.
I've turned into a little baby child. I'm sure I bugged my girlfriend. I'm sure she was like, he's acting like a baby. It definitely wiped me out.
Yeah. But I'm, glad that people are getting it done.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll go, like I said, everything's coming around, man. Hopefully we can get have a good time this summer and then have some fun out there with our friends.
For
playing
sure.
playing all kinds of music. But let's talk about a song, another one. This is your most recent single currently, called "The Magic."
Yeah.
And this is kind of I was listening to the lyrics, and I'm guessing it's probably based mostly off a true story. I'm betting, considering your last story.
They came from the same place.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're both. The Magic. So the first song I talked about, they both have 80s things going on.
Right.
So I kind of went from doing like folk guitar playing, songwriting to like rock music, like Britpop music last year. And now I'm kind of going into this place of like 80s inspired Britpop, I guess you could say. So,
okay.
So the first song you mentioned, My Person, had like a pretty deep 80s synth, like a Springsteen related synth on there. And then this new song has like Springsteen related guitar parts, which was definitely not meant to be the case, but it was the case. And it's got like Paul McCartney piano, and it's just about being in love again,
Right.
Love is magic, everybody like, science, medical, like surgeries are science. The way your car works, the way a mechanic works on it is science. You taking heart pressure medication is science. But one thing, in my opinion, that might be science, probably is, but doesn't feel like science, is falling in love. And I call that magic. It's just magic. You can't explain it. It's just occurring, and it makes you feel alive. And that's what that song's about. It's about everything but all we know. It's about the unknown. It's about the warmth you feel in your heart. So
Yeah.
that's the magic.
We fell asleep on a park bench, so far away from home. I had a dream. I was helpless. I was falling from the sky. As I woke, I was fearless, and you were laying by my side. I don't really mind the echoing of time as the sun breaks through these blinds on you, on you. Ooh, in the magic, it was something. Ooh, when I knew it, we were falling. Ooh, in the magic, it was something. Ooh, when I knew it, we were falling. In the magic, it was something. Ooh, when I knew it, we were falling. Ooh, in the magic, it was something. Ooh, when I knew it, we were falling.
I had Brian Venable from Lucero on a while back, and they were talking about the new Lucero record, and he was saying as you were kind of talking about that, or kind of he said something about Ben has been listening to a lot of 80s solo projects or Eagles solo projects, 80s Eagles solo projects, and that he was kind of heavily inspired by that on this new record, and I was like. And then I went kind of like took that into mind. And I listened to the record again. I can definitely kind of hear some of that 80s Eagles solo projects coming through there and stuff. And
I love the Eagles, man.
yeah, but it just kind of made me laugh. Like
Donald, I'm definitely Eagles, pro Eagles.
yeah,
Yeah.
But it just made me laugh the way he said that though. And then of course, like said it after I heard that, I was like, yeah, okay. I hear it all now. Like, there's definitely synth stuff going on in there, and but it was a great record though from them. I don't know if you get into much Lucero, but also kind of what the reason I thought of that too is because like as you're saying, like you kind of your music's been constantly evolving, and I think that's a great example too with those guys. Is every record they do, they put something different out.
That it has. It's definitely been constantly evolving. That's for sure.
Right. So what is that a goal, or do you think it just kind of happens? I mean, like
I want to write all types of stuff.
Right.
You know, I so there. I don't know. I read this book, Chronicles by Bob Dylan, and I read it in college 10 years ago, 12 years ago, whatever it was. And Bob talked about his friend Bono. So Bob talks about archaic things a lot in the book, like things being old, right? Bono talks about Bono from U2 talked about the future. Bono was always focused on the future. You know what I mean?
I just laugh because all the other Bonos that we know about, Bono from U2,
right? But like I'm the guy that's both. I'm both a connoisseur of the past for taste purposes, but I'm also like always engaged in the future. So I'm always kind of like, I want to go forward. I want to add synths into my music and change, and I want to be different, and I want to challenge myself, and I want to be different and in that way. But I also am around a lot of people that play traditional music.
Mm-hmm.
I just saw Nate Lowry, the Mud Pie Review, Nate and Dan Lowry and Jacob Baxter at Hammerstones, like right before I did this interview, and they do like a lot of Western swing and country and sometimes bluegrass, you know, and I love that. Right. And a lot of people that I hang out with now play Irish trad music, like lots of it. And I listen to it a lot because I'm around it all the time. But I'm also like in this place of like adding electronic things to my music. And can I, you know, I went from, I'm kind of in this, it's like ebbs and it flows. Like I basically started here like in a rock band, did acoustic music, was in a rock band, did acoustic music, started my own rock band, doing this again, adding other things. And now I'm kind of like, how do I take instruments away? I've been playing a lot of mandolin. I've been playing a lot of banjo. It's like, it's this whole kind of like circulation or evolution or change. Like music's just music.
Right.
You know, I could hear a song. I can hear an old Irish folk song and know what the words mean from 200 years ago. Or I could listen to a song Billie Eilish put out less than 2 years ago and know what she's talking about, because it's all about the content and the quality of the experience that the song presents.
Mm-hmm.
When we walk in our day-to-day lives, what am I feeling? Why am I feeling it? How am I feeling it? Why am I feeling alive? Why am I feeling sad? Any good song, why am I feeling happy? Like, it's not only about being sad and a depressed artist, because I don't believe in that whole thing. I think that's all nonsense. But like, how do I relate to the world? And that's what this is about. You know, how do we relate to the world? So whether it's a modern pop song or a 200-year-old traditional English or Irish or Scottish or Welsh or whatever folk song, like somehow there's going to be something in it that's going to make you realize that you are human, because we're all on this path of humanity and existence.
Yeah, man. You do you find like learning mandolin and different some of the newer instruments, do you find yourself able to write differently on those? You're writing different songs?
Mandolin's fun. I'm really trying to pick melodies on the mandolin, bluegrass or trad melodies, which I'm very poor at, and I do not claim any talent in those areas for the record. But learning that, and I'm a big fan of Nickel Creek. I've been since I was in high school, actually. 2003 is when I became a fan of Nickel Creek. And I used to listen to them on camping trips. Well, go ahead.
I was going to, did you get, you cover REM yet with your mandolin?
I did. I think it's on my Facebook.
Yeah.
Somewhere. I don't know. I think it's on my Instagram, but
I think you have to. That's like one of the only like rock mandolin songs. Like,
yeah, but I've been learning what I can do on the mandolin, but not sure how good I am.
Yeah. It's just fun to challenge yourself again, like you're saying, trying to just keep pushing yourself to evolve.
Yeah, there's an honesty in folk music. You know,
right.
Music's just about getting to the core of things. You know, so
yeah, man.
How do you present the human existence in a way that's digestible and sometimes challenging to the listener on purpose? How do we face our own contradictions? How do we face the reality we're dealt? You know, how do we empathize with others? It's just the name of the game.
Yeah, man. Well, find Gavin M on your Facebook. I'm sure you can find some of those videos, some of the covers you've been doing, and which are always really a lot of fun to see your take on some of these songs. And of course, get plugged in on the socials and find more dates coming up for the summer and stuff. But grab tickets for that Blueberry Hill show. Let's sell that one out first. But Hey man, I've been going around asking some of these questions, Gavin, and having some fun with these. And so, if you don't mind entertaining some of these
Let's go, Shane.
silly
Let's do it.
questions, yeah. So
Yeah,
this
sorry.
so this one kind of got inspired by Dave Grohl telling a story about going to Paul McCartney's house and hanging out, and I was just like, thought that would be a really cool night.
I'm jealous. Yeah.
And like Taylor Swift was there and stuff. It just sounded like a cool party. But he said, it got me thinking, like, what would be a dream dinner for you if you could have invite a couple, 3-4 people over for an evening or something? Who would you like to include in that?
Paul McCartney is in that for sure. I think Paul McCartney would be the one that I'd want there the most. Just because he's informed my songwriting, I think the most. I want to invite Bob Dylan, but I know, like, based on all the books I've read about him, I don't know if I would want Bob Dylan there. Like, I think I would be like, yeah, you write great songs, but I don't think that you would ever even be engaged in the conversation. So why would I let you fill my seat, type of thing?
Yeah.
Like, he would probably just be distant and then say some snarky comment that would make me deter to know him somehow. So I'm gonna say that, like, I would hope for Bob, but another person to include in that list, I think. Oh, it's really hard.
Yeah.
I bet I could think of them if I didn't have to think about it. But
All right.
Probably Bob Borkstead, my guitar teacher that passed away when he was 27 when I was in college. I think I was 20 or 21, and he passed away from pancreatitis.
Oh, wow.
And actually, I do have all four. So let's just do it this way.
All right.
So Paul McCartney, maybe Bob Dylan, if he's going to be a suitable guest and he's in a good mood to, like, not be, he doesn't need to be extroverted. I don't need him to be somebody he's not, but I also don't need him to be snarky and, like, whatever. So he'll probably just tell me to screw off. So he's whatever. Bob Borkstead, my guitar instructor from college that passed away at 27. And then I think the last one would be my friend OB, who passed away when I was 22 and he was 21. And he was the bass player in my band, our band, Parlor Nights. And I think about him, I think every day. And I see signs. When he passed away, there was like this, we called him OB, other Ben was like what he went by. But when I went the 2 days after he passed away, I was at work and I used to do photocopies for the government, and there were tags on the folders and it said OB5. And like, there are times in my life when I'm having struggles that I'll kind of turn my head and see something that says OB or OB. And like, I'll see it on a bumper sticker, OB, or I'll see it on a window decal. And OB used to come over to my house and he used to teach me music theory, out of the goodness of his heart. And I miss him and I love him. And I pray to him. I don't know if anybody's into prayer. You don't need to be into prayer. I'm not telling you what to believe, but those are the four folks. So,
yeah.
So those are the people.
Yeah, man. Is that, is he, you guys did those, shows, memorial shows, right? Monk and stuff.
We used to do them for a while. Yeah.
But that was Ben was part of that, right? That was why we were doing those. Yeah,
it was hard. It's been hard for quite a while.
Right.
And like, more than, I mean, I think about my friends because my friends lost them, and I think about them quite a bit. And it was hard, but life happens. I don't know. I hope time heals. You know, I know. What all that's about. So
yeah. I mean, that's I think there's a lot that it's difficult. It's it's like kind of like picking a scab sometimes, but also at the same time, I think it's good to talk about them all the time too, to keep their memory alive, and and so and yeah, I'm trying to do that with my mom. I did a big benefit for her before she passed, and then I want to keep that going. And then I was going to do something, last year, but we couldn't really do anything. So hopefully this year we can bring that back around and kind of continue that show in her memory and stuff. So,
Yeah, man.
and help some others out in need, dealing with cancer and stuff. So
I remember when I did the Songwriters in the Round thing at the Focal Point, your mom was there and you were there with her.
yeah,
She was so nice. And I remember I launched my website. I think I told you this. I launched my website and I started like a newsletter that never happened, by the way. And it was like the day of, and your mom had subscribed to my website. And I was like, oh, it's Shane's mom.
yeah,
And then it was like funny, like after, she had passed or whatever, I remember there being something on my website updating me saying that she had subscribed. I think I Instagram messaged you or something. I can't remember.
right.
I think the universe kind of drops those little things to say, I'm not, I don't speak for your grief, but you know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah. As you're talking about OB, like, I feel like that too. There's a lot of little things there. You get those, little moments where you feel like, they're there with you every day still. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Well, let's see what, the day comes, we have a Gavin M biopic. Who would you like to see cast to play you in the movie version?
Well, a younger Russell Crowe.
Yeah.
A much younger Russell Crowe. Who else? Man, I don't even know who I look like.
Yeah.
I don't even know who looks like me. Who would I want cast as me? A younger actor. I'm trying to figure because I'm not really up on the things. Man, I don't know.
Yeah.
Hey, what do you think? I don't look at myself all the time.
Right. I don't know. Nothing's jumping out. You don't get it. Nobody tells you look like somebody. You don't get
Russell
that.
Crowe. I got Russell Crowe most of my life.
Oh,
but
yeah.
That's about it. That's about it. Yeah, Russell Crowe most of my life, but that's about it. Nothing else really.
You look like a 60-year-old man. Like just it's like, I don't know if Russell's actually 60, but he seems like he's quite a bit older than we are.
Yeah.
But I think he could do it. I mean, with the powers of CGI now and stuff, I bet we could probably de-age him a little bit.
I mean, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, super handsome dude, but I don't think he looks like me.
Right. He well, at least he can, sing a little bit and stuff. And that'd be, I think that's also should be good part for the role. Somebody can sing a little bit and stuff too. And
yep.
At least carry a tune for the performances. But yeah, I would, I love Jason or Joseph Gordon-Levitt. He, I don't know why I said Jason, but he's incredibly entertaining, and I really enjoy his stuff.
Good actor.
Yeah. He was just on Fallon the other night, and he just it just makes you feel like you want to be his friend, the kind of guy. Like, he just seems like a super genuine dude.
For sure.
Yeah. All right. What about a dream duet or collaboration? Maybe some of those names we already mentioned, but is there somebody that you really like to work with?
Yeah, a lot of people. Ben Gibbard from Death Cab for Cutie. I'd probably work with, a number of artists. Let me just look through my Spotify really quick.
Yeah.
Let me just look at my liked stuff here. I'd work with Chris Martin from Coldplay, Johnny Marr from The Smiths, obviously Paul McCartney, Paul Simon.
Yeah.
John Frusciante from the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Oh yeah. His solo record's really good too. I would love that.
I want to work with John Mayer, but I don't know if I want to work with John Mayer.
Yeah.
John Frusciante solo records are great. Noel Gallagher from Oasis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just Noel.
I mean, I'd write for Liam if he wants to sing my songs.
Yeah.
Yeah, All You're Dreaming Of, that fucking song's beautiful, and that wasn't written by his brother. That's like a top love song. Like that's a tune. Like that's a tune, you know. But yeah, I mean, Noel's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. That could be cool, man. Let's see. I do believe if we just put it out there, let's see what happens, kind of thing. Let the universe do its thing, and
I hope so.
Let's see if we can make some of those happen. What about a song that always gets stuck in your head? Is there?
You know what? Lately, there's one song that gets stuck in my head all the time, and it's weird. I'm saying this because it's not like pop music. There's a artist called Martin Hayes, and he is an Irish fiddler, and he has a song called Brennan's Reel. And it always gets stuck in my head. I could be going to bed, I could be waking up, but Brennan's Reel, BRENNAN''S Reel, Brennan's Reel. And it's like always in my head. Always in my head.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's always in my head, but it's always in my head.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
That's a lot of why I ask, just because I think it's fun to like constantly learn it, learning new music and stuff. So it's a good way for me to like that, like where a song I never heard before and go give it a listen. But yeah, man. What's something you tried but will never do again?
I don't know what context you're asking, but
I mean, you got to do a lot of things, but is you ever like skydiving or anything like that? Like anything like that? Maybe you did, but you're like, nope, I've done it once. That's all I need. I don't need to.
Something I've tried, but I will never do again.
Or a food item, maybe if on your adventures there a certain food that you tried, you're like, nope, don't need to do that again.
Try, but it will never do again. Something I've tried, but will never do again. I mean, I feel like there's like life lessons that I'll never deal with again.
Yeah.
Like personal things, like tolerating like bad relationships.
Sure.
But I mean, I don't know if there's anything I wouldn't. I mean, man, I'd probably just say on the record, like not deal with bad relationships, toxic relationships.
Right.
That's about it. I know what foods I don't like,
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah. There we go. I just find it, I don't know. Sometimes it works. Sometimes they don't. Is there a movie or a TV show you wish you were in? Is there a certain world that you would like to be a part of?
Yeah. Man, Lost was a great show.
Yeah. So you'd like to be in that in the show?
Maybe not in the show.
All right.
I don't know. I'd like to be on the right side of the story in Handmaid's Tale, like the Canadian side or the American side of Handmaid's Tale. I really love that, and
right.
Justice for all the things that they're addressing in the show and all the awful things they're addressing in the show. Other than that, I mean, any space travel story like Interstellar was really great. I don't know. I watched Grey's Anatomy embarrassingly. That's fun to watch.
Hang on. I watch a lot of these. They're just terrible shows, but they're entertaining. I watch like a lot of stuff with Stacy. These lately we've been watching The Circle on Netflix.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever watched that, but
I've never watched The Circle before.
it's garbage, but it's I keep watching it. I don't know. It's these people, like a group of like 8, or like it's I guess it's like they make it appear like it's a big like apartment building or hotel or whatever, and they all have their own little room and they're all kind of isolated from each other, and it's like a social media experiment kind of thing where and they can either go into the game playing as themselves or as a catfish, and so sometimes they choose to be, a guy playing a female or whatever, and then so the trick is to build your popularity up inside the game, and and then you win the game. But if people don't like you, then you get kicked out and you lose. And so it's I don't know, it's an interesting.
It definitely sounds interesting.
It's interesting for sure, but I don't know that it's not like a quality television by any means, but it's it's definitely one of my guilty pleasure kind of things. It's just a lot of drama, they're
It's always a little bit of drama.
Yeah. So, but yeah, if you ever really get bored, it's something to watch for sure.
I'll check it out. The Circle,
Yeah.
recommended by Shane Presley.
Right. Yeah. Make sure you write that down on there.
Got it.
Highly recommended by. Well, yeah, man. Again, you can find all Gavin M music wherever you're getting your music. And what's next? Are you we're gonna keep doing the singles, or are you thinking you're gonna try to put out a record in 21? What's next for Gavin?
Probably singles. So the next song is either going to be a song called "Where Did Your Heart Go" or "Ooh Ah." But yeah, that's about it. There's nothing really planned as of yet. Just keep pumping out the songs. I've got a bunch recorded. I've probably got 12 songs recorded. So just got to put them out.
Yeah. And are you looking, you're doing this little 3-day run coming up, but are you looking to do a lot more of that again?
Yeah,
fall,
we're hoping to do a little bit of Kansas City and some other places.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that'd be fun, especially with that group of guys. If you can,
great fellas, very grateful.
Yeah. If you can get them in a van, I bet that'd be a fun, a fun trip getting to hang with those guys.
Yep.
So, but yeah, come on out on May 20th to Blueberry Hill in the Duck Room. Come out and grab some dinner, Blueberry Hill, and stick around for the show and have a great time with Gavin M and Grace Basement. And it should be an incredible evening but yeah, man, I appreciate you doing this, buddy.
I appreciate you giving me the time, Shane.
Yeah, it's a good catching up for sure. It's what's always fun about this show, getting to make time to hang with my buddies and stuff. So it's easy to get busy with, real life and stuff. So it's nice to schedule these every now and then where we can actually just sit down and chat and have a good time.
For sure, man.
But yeah, man, I look forward to seeing what's next from you. And yeah, thank you, buddy. And I'll see you at the show Thursday.
See you, Shane.
See you, buddy. Have a great night.
Bye.
Bye.